Hello, welcome to the second video of this series where we are learning how to create effective answers for various interview questions. Now, question for today is tell us about your strengths. Now, strengths are those positive traits that define your personality, or they can also be some skill sets that you have expertise in. Recruiter is always very particular in understanding what value will a candidate bring to his or her organization. Now, defining or describing your strengths in a very appropriate and effective way is really going to play an important role in this. So, let's learn together various aspects that you should keep in mind while answering this question. Now, today I'm going to address few of the most common apprehensions that a candidate generally faces while answering this question. Listing them down for you here. First is why is this question asked, or what is the interviewer trying to judge from your answer? What if I don't know what my strength really is? Should I just mention my strength? Is that enough? What kind of strengths can I include? And can I get some examples? So I'm going to try and address all of these issues surrounding this question in this video. In case you have any other question to which you are not getting your answer over here, please feel free to contact me through posting the comment below, or also you can contact me through the email ID that I will be sharing with you at the end of this video. If you have yet not subscribed to this channel, please do it immediately so that you can keep getting updates on all of these videos in these series where we will be addressing different questions every time. Now let's start with the agenda for today. And the very first, why is this question asked? So by listening to your answer in this question, recruiter first wants to know what is the kind of self-image that you have. Do you overestimate yourself? Do you underestimate yourself? How comfortable are you in your own skin? So my advice for this would be that whenever you are talking about your strengths, do not be very modest. Neither you should be very boastful while talking about them. If you know that you are good at particular thing or you have a particular personality trait, please just be confident to talk about it. And here a very important point, never fake. This is not something that you should copy from others' answers. Just say what you have in your own self. Next is role fitness. So, by knowing about your positive points, the recruiter is trying to understand how fit are you for the role that they are offering. So, always try that whatever strengths, whatever those top three strengths that you have chosen to speak in this answer, you are able to map them somewhere to the role. If not all three, at least one or two of them should be mapped to the role you are applying for. And the last thing is personality check. So recruiter is trying to understand your personality with this answer. Are you a very aggressive personality? Are you a very soft personality? Uh, how well will you be fitting in the organization, etc. Now, next question to address, which I have found most of the candidates juggling with this. What if I don't know my strengths? Nothing wrong if you are facing this issue, but there is a way to solve this. First is if you don't know what your own strengths are, of course, introspection is the very first thing that may come to our mind. That you need to understand yourself, you need to ask yourself, what are you good at? Think about your journey up till now, right? But sometimes it is possible that just introspection may not be enough for all the candidates. You may still not come across your good strengths. So, next thing is think about your achievements, right? You can think about all the good things that you have achieved, you have done up till your journey, up till now. So that can be any of your personal achievements, any of your extracurricular achievements, or your academic achievements. And probably with that, you can come up with some of your traits which you can express as strength. And last and the most effective way, if none of this work, is go and talk to the people who are closest to you. It can be your friends, it can be your family members, it can be your colleagues. Just ask them what do they think good about you or bad about you. And believe me, you will definitely find some of the points in your strengths which you may not have known otherwise. Even if you just think, give a moment to think. If someone asks you about your own friends, what do you think is good about him or her, I'm sure you'll come out with points more easily than if they would have asked about yourself. So just go approach the people whom you can trust on, and mostly you should be getting your answer. Next is, should I just mention my strengths? So, when asked this question, just mentioning your strengths A, B, C, is that enough? No, that is not at all enough, because how is the recruiter going to trust whether whatever you are saying is truth? So, anyone around us can say that, okay, I'm a very well organized person. That is not trustworthy enough. So, what you need to do is always mention your strengths with supporting examples. Anything that, any example or any incident that you can quote where you would have showcased your strength can be good enough. Next is, what kind of strengths can I include? So, which areas should I look out for defining my strengths? First is personality based. So, your strengths, most of them that you will come out with will be your personality based strengths. That can be your habits, that can be your traits, that can be your nature, etc. And second is, sometimes in few candidates, you can also come out with technical strengths. So, some skill sets that you possess which are good for the role that you are applying for can also be your strength. So, generally, try that you are mapping your strengths, as we discussed before, to the role requirements. If not all, at least one or two of them. And the last query for today is, can I get some examples? So now, before listing down few examples here for you and discussing them, how you should be presenting them, please remember these are not the only strengths you can speak about. These are just few examples I am giving you so that you can understand how you can frame your own answer. Please do not just copy blindly from here. If you say something which is not your own quality, you're going to get caught, right? So just take these as reference examples. Now, first, you can, if let's say you are a person who is very organized, very well planned, you can use this as a strength. Here, you can give example of your previous project works where you have always planned your projects, or your overall habit from day to night. Or let's say if you are a weekly planner or a monthly planner in whatever work you are doing, can be given as an example. Next is creative. So, if you are a creative person by nature, if you are into any creative extracurricular activity, right, like dance or any form of art, let's say cooking, anything which brings out that creative nature of yours, you can also use that as your strength. This can work well if you want to get into some industry like advertising or some any other kind of creative industry. Next is versatile. So, if you think you are a versatile character, you have put your foot in a lot of extracurricular activities, you have done well in a lot of areas, I think that also can really work well in your strength base. So, here you can give examples from your various participations, awards, or achievements if you have won, etc. Next is adaptive. So, if you feel you are an adaptive person, you can adjust with the new environments easily. Even this can be mentioned as your strength. So here you can give examples. Let's say if you are from a family background who has a military experience and you have been traveling across states throughout your journey, so that's a kind of an adaptive example. Or let's say if you have gone across various roles or various colleges, various atmospheres, you can use that also as your example. Next is strong willed. So, if you are a very dedicated or a strong willed personality, that works very well if mentioned as strength. So, here various examples can be like, let's say, you had decided to take up a weight loss program and you could carry that on well and you could lose or shred, let's say, 20 kilos in a span of 2 months. So, now that shows that you are a dedicated person. You do what you think of and you plan it well, right? Or another example can be something like, let's say you could not do well at one subject in your curriculum. You tried hard, and when you gave it a second shot, you passed with flying colors. So that can be one more example of being strong willed. Next is analytical skills. So this is a kind of an example of technical strength that we talked about. So if you have done any certifications related to analysis, so specifically for students who want to get into roles like financial analyst or who want to get into market research, where you feel analytical skills can be put at use, you can use this as your strength. So here you can give examples if you have excelled at any project that you have done in this area or any course that you have pursued in this area. Next is ability to connect. This can also be put up as either personality based or a technical strength, because this comes handy for people who want to get ahead in the field of marketing. So, if you think you are a person who has a good ability to make connections, to network with people around, you can use this quality as well. Here, you can give examples from your previous project works, from your previous work experience, and that's how it can work for you. Next is good sense of humor. Now, this you may not have very much heard of, but of course, this also makes a good strength if you really have a good sense of humor. If you think that you may just make any situation light for people around. So, a person with good sense of humor surely will make a good team member. They will make the atmosphere lighter around them. So, this can work in your favor. But please remember, whenever you are talking about any strength, they can also test you on that quality there and then. So, as I said, I'm repeating it, do not fake your strengths. If you have it, talk about it. And last that we are going to discuss today is the inquisitive nature. So, a lot of us may have a very curious kind of a nature where you're always willing to know new things, learn about new things, willing to take up things which are outside our purview. So, that nature can also work in your favor, right? So that may give the recruiter a confidence that this candidate will not just restrict himself with what is told to him or her to do, but he's also going to explore other fields around him. So these are few examples that you can keep in mind as the reference examples while framing few strengths for your own self. Thank you so much. So this was all for today's video. In case you are looking to frame your own answer or getting checked by me, This is where you can reach out to me on. If you have liked this video, if you found the content helpful, please do not forget to comment, like, share ahead, and subscribe to the channel to keep getting updates. Thank you so much.